Guys, I got to say, when I'm not on the show, I watch the show, and one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen is when we got 3, 4, 5,000 viewers, and we got 500, 1,000 likes. You guys are lame. Go click the fucking button, dude. Stop being lazy. It takes 2 seconds. You're enjoying the show because you're in there watching it. Stop being fucking lazy. Go click the button.
Hey, welcome back to Fade the Mahoney, everybody. Between the NBA, the NHL playoffs, and the start of the Major League Wiffle Ball season, this is a great time to bet on sports. In just a little bit, me and my special guest here, we're going to bet on both NBA games tonight. Special guest, I think I'm pointing the right way. I don't know.
Yeah, there it is.
Josh, I'm going to mess it up. Macciello.
No, you didn't mess it up. You nailed it.
All right.
You nailed it.
Hustler Casino Live regular and overall super entertaining guy. First off, Josh, I know you've seen the video because you were in it at the beginning of this episode. I tacked it on there. I thank you for the kind words you had about Fade the Mahoney while you were on Hustler Casino. I hope that is a call to action to everybody to watch it. So thank you for that.
Well, I see you working hard, and you certainly, are always supportive of myself on Twitter. So I appreciate that.
Awesome. I imagine we have some new viewers to the show. You can find a whole bunch of Hustler Casino Live guests and content in our archives. We've had Ryan Feldman, we've had Nick Vertucci, we've had David Tuckman a couple of times, more than a couple. DGAF a couple of times, Nick Airball a couple of times. I got the duo of Jimmy Bluffett and Sean Yapel on for a couple of shows.
Wow.
Maria Ho was on a show.
Nice.
So lots of stuff in the archives you can find. As far as Tuck is concerned, we did a hockey preview, NHL playoff hockey preview with him and Greg Mueller. And I just wanted to give everybody an update on their stats. Greg has, of his 4 picks, he's got 1 that's up and 3 that are tied, but the one that he's got up is the Avalanche. They're going to sweep and he's going to double. Tuck not doing so great. He's got 1 that's winning, 2 that are losing, and 1 that's tied. So
yeah, normally Tuck is a good go-to guy for hockey. I'm shocked. He's getting, but Mueller is a former hockey player, so I mean, so
Tuck's the only guest we've had on the show who crushed it. I mean, other than Nick, who swept E-Donk on all 3 NBA games. So I guess we got to give him credit for that. But yeah. Tuck's really good. He'll come back.
Well, you had an all-star list of Hustler Casino. I mean, you had all the creme de la creme when you're talking about Vertucci and Feldman and Yapel. I mean, those are the brain trust, if you will, behind the whole movement. So
yeah, I've got a couple of white whales still hopeful to get. No one bigger, obviously, than Wesley. You imagine how big my show would blow up if I could get Wesley on here?
He's a character. I think your show blows up harder if you get Garrett on, if you ask me, though.
Oh, Garrett. What a great idea. Let me think on that one.
Yeah. And Garrett's down to earth, and the advantage you have is DJF and Garrett are really close. So you play the DJF angle, you might get Garrett on the show.
Maybe someday. I'll give it a try. You're a pretty good get in your own right. So I appreciate you coming on. Could you fill everybody in terms of Hustler Casino Live? What is your poker story? How is it that you get to be on so often in such an awesome game? How'd you get in?
Well, I met Ryan Feldman. I was a regular on the other show at the other casino, as they say.
The dark one. Really dark one.
Yeah, the really dark one. I was on that, I want to say from 2006. So I've been through all the original people who were doing streaming and setting up streaming, and went through Nicole Pepe and Abe Lyman when they were running the dark show at the time. And then, this young man came along who was tied to NBA basketball, NBA for ESPN, and, wanted to get involved in poker. And being a regular at that other place, I would start playing and getting to know him. And I honestly saw his drive, and I've been a big supporter as Ryan Feldman, and been a big supporter of his. And to see what he was capable of putting together over there, I said, you know what, this guy is going to be doing some things in poker. He's destined for some greatness. And when it came to my attention through the pandemic that he was striking a deal with a new place, we didn't know yet where. And then when he finally let us know where and said, hey, we're going to be doing some mock games. They did everything and they do everything top shelf professional. The whole crew, not just Ryan, Nick, you got Patrick, you got Brett, you got um, um, the whole crew that works upstairs, just absolutely professional and phenomenal. They did some mock shows. We came in, started participating, and he knows I've been a big supporter of his, and also I'm becoming a better player, sort of like Nick Vertucci when he transitioned from a guy who can give you some action, and then he's now this player where he's very well respected. I'm starting to get to that, but I still have the gamble in me, so like if I lose, which I'm sure if you've watched me in the past, I'll straddle 5,000 just out of anger. And God willing, I've won more than I lost. I think my record on those kind of straddles on the show is like 5-2, where I've lost twice. So it's fun. I love poker. Poker is, to me, my hobby. I love my wife. I love my kids. I love my business. I love poker. That's the level it goes.
Okay. And then I think I heard recently, is it accurate? Your favorite hand is the 5-3 offsuit. Is that correct?
It's suited or offsuit.
Oh,
That came from a old when before all this boom of streaming these 1 in 200 game. We were playing a big Doug Polk week at the other place, and I was stuck probably 10, 15,000, and everybody was pretty deep. Everybody was minimum 50, 60K at the table at the time. That was a lot, and I played 5-3 offsuit. I called it out of position, and then and then basically caught a lucky gut shot on the turn and doubled up plus a little more, and since then it's been actually winning me a lot of money.
I got a special shout out, local card room where we play in. There's a gentleman by the name of Albert. His favorite hand is also the 3-5. He calls it the mumbler because I believe the story is he won a gigantic pot, cracked aces, and the guy you couldn't understand a word he said slunk away from the table. So
Oh,
said
I've
he,
mumbled like that before. I
yeah.
understand it. Trust me.
So the 3-5 around here is called the mumbler. Um, I have a question from a friend of the show and sometime HCL moderator, Silent Sound Guy. He wants to know when we can expect to see the trailer for the Gemini Lounge.
Uh, phew. I would say we're about halfway through editing now. So I would say probably in the next 30 days, we'll have a trailer available. We're thinking of taking it. It looks really good, by the way. There's a few cut scenes that just look really, really good. We're going to take it to the Venice Film Festival,
Oh, cool.
premiere it there. It should be, and that's sometime in early September, late August. So we'll have a trailer soon.
Okay. Can you just tell the people what it is, where it comes from, what it is that you do when you're not playing poker?
Yeah, so I am the president of Global Ascension Studios, partnered with two iconic people in Hollywood. One is Derek Chan. He was the former head of Global at DreamWorks Animation. So all the Shreks, Madagascar, Fu Panda, How to Train Your Dragons, all that.
Hmm.
Derek was a big part of making that come to life on screen. My other partner is a very exciting guy named Arthur Sarkeesian. All the Rush Hours, The Foreigner, Protege. There was a movie just came out this past Friday called Memory with
Mhm.
Liam Neeson, Guy Pearce, and Monica Bellucci. Arthur is iconic as they come. He's been my friend for 12 years, and we just joined forces through the pandemic. And our first film is called The Gemini Lounge. It's a mafia movie. I was never going to do a mob movie, and I wound up getting stuck doing one. But it's a great story about Roy DeMeo, who is a hitman for the Gambino crime family, killed 260 men, and he was just a vicious, vile person. And an undercover cop going within his crew called the Gemini Crew to bring him down. It's going to be exciting. We have so many exciting projects. We have Nick Vallelonga's next movie. Nick did The Green Book, which won 4 Oscars in 2018. We have his next film. We have a Russell Crowe movie that we're putting together now called Fish Story.
Hmm.
Really exciting stuff that we have on the agenda. Um, I love movie business. I love entertainment. I'm not happy with media. Why I started this company is because the media, they're all pieces of shit, no matter left, right, middle, up, down. They're all pieces of shit to me. And I wanted to create a media conglomerate that is truthful. Truth tellers is what we call ourselves. We want to actually tell the people the truth and not the fucking propaganda that you see throughout, throughout the world today. I mean, so that's Global Ascension Studios. My sister, who passed away right when the pandemic started, 50 years old, of ovarian cancer, came up with the name Global Ascension Studios. So we're going to make it a household name before it's all said and done.
Hmm. That's awesome. I was looking at IMDb. Um, this first movie, The Gemini Lounge, has some pretty big household names on it. The one that got me most excited, Robert Davi. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Robert Davi, yeah, you remember him from the Goonies,
Goonies and Die Hard,
and
Special Agent Jackson or
That's right.
Johnson.
Johnson and Johnson. That's right. The main lead is Emil Hirsch. All the folks that've seen Alpha Dog and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he played Leo's neighbor. In that,
The
our
Girl
other
Next Door. Wasn't he
the
in The
girl
Girl
next
Next?
door. Absolutely, yeah. That's and it's so funny when I think about that, and then I go and see when it came out and realize how old I was when I was like, oh wow,
Yep.
I'm a little bit, it's almost like you're a pervert now when you think about
Yep.
it. Lucy Hale is brilliant. She's from Pretty Little Liars, and those shows, and then Ashley Greene, everybody knows from the Twilight
Yep.
franchise. So we got a really good cast. Um, we're very excited about what the movie's going to do. We think all these kids today got over 100 million social media followers combined. So for them to just tweet this and have 5% of their people to go see
Yeah.
our movie is all we're looking for.
That's how it works. Cool. Anything on the small screen that you've been interested in recently? I bring it up in the context. I've had a few conversations recently with some people about the show on Apple, Severance.
Haven't seen Severance yet. Wife and I just finishing up Ozark now.
Okay.
Um, we're very big fans. Well, let me say, for married men that don't want to admit this, I'll be the guy with balls to admit this. So since I watch a lot of sports, I'm a big Yankee fan. I'm a big New York Giant fan in LA now, so I root for the Rams and whatnot. I cheer for LeBron. I used to before he became so political. But I really cheered for LeBron. So in return of that, I have to watch things like the Real Housewives of Orange County, the
Mhm.
Real Housewives of New Jersey, and it's so funny because I tell people, you find yourself getting into those shows after you're doing it just for your wife. Now you're like, hey, isn't today Tuesday? And you catch yourself getting into that bullshit. So we watch. Look, my favorite show is the one on Apple with the soccer coach.
Oh,
what's that?
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
That
That's
show's
been my
great.
favorite. I laugh. I'm a big soccer. I love football very very much. I still call it football. And I'm a big fan. I support Italy, who's not in the World Cup, and I'm pissed off about that. How you've won a World Cup 2 World Cups ago, and now you're not in the World Cup, and qualifying is disgusting.
That's
But Ted,
didn't they expand to like 800 teams make it? How did Italy not make it?
it's so crazy, dude. I mean, and you know what? We got some amazing players for AC Milan and Juventus that are winning things. Juventus last year won a major, and you would think, oh, I don't know, man. I'm starting to be the conspiracy theorist that said it's fixed against us now.
Hmm. Maybe before the World Cup starts, if you're that big of a soccer head, maybe we can have you come back on and do a little breakdown before it starts.
I listen. It'd be my pleasure, man. I love. Look, you're a cool dude. You've had all my favorites on your show, and I like talking with people like yourself. So if I'm open, I'm always available.
Cool, cool. When are you on HCL next?
I will be this week. I'm not sure. I may push for tomorrow, if not Thursday. I'm going to start getting in the Friday games. I've been working my way up because I used to play
Nice.
only larger stakes. I just need to work my way up to that. No wine. When Josh has wine, then he starts playing like Mr. Beast like all the time, and I just don't want to do that. The thing with me is I know the chat people want the pain and the blood, and I don't mind the pain and blood. That's why I only run once. I started running twice a little bit, and I started losing. I'm like, no, 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 we got to go back to once. But I don't want to not play good poker. I love poker, man. I really, really do. I enjoy. It's literally like I said in my interview with them. It mirrors life to me. You get these two cards, and things are looking pretty good, and you get to the flop and you're like, wow, things are pretty good. The turn comes, you're like, holy shit, what the hell just happened? And then by the river, you're either got misery or you're celebrating, So, the mirror that poker does to life, I love it. I'm hoping I'm only playing Fridays regularly if my schedule permits. I'm not going to say what, but me and Nick Vertucci have a prop bet brewing
Mhm.
that is pretty exciting, pretty fun. I can't mention the X. I haven't talked to Nick, even if he would want it mentioned, but I will say there is a prop bet that we've already sort of did an Italian handshake on that it requires me to play a lot.
Oh, awesome. Cool. Well, as you were saying, I don't know if you listen to sessions regularly, but DJAF often mentions splashing around and having fun is okay on some of the lower limit games, but that's not really the best idea on a Friday, right? You got to.
No, and Billy has this whole thing with me because I always say, "Oh, I never get tilted." And the competitive, I played baseball at a high level. I was, I played as high as a level as you could play, and you know, eh, you get competitive no matter what. It's not just about the money and all this and that. When you play a hand perfect, and it's so funny how it mirrors baseball too. You can hit a ball right on the nose and you could still be out.
Mhm.
In poker, you could play a hand absolutely perfect and just lose. And the tilt factor comes in, especially when you're competitive as I am. As DGF will tell you, when he sees me straddle $5,000, he knows. Oh, and he'll needle me. Josh isn't tilted at all, is what he'll say. Look, Josh doesn't tilt. Look, he just throws a casual 5,000 out there.
Um, I was going to ask you about a DGen story that you have, but I think the fact that you've got a prop bet with Nick Vertucci, that might work. And maybe whenever he says you can release it, maybe we'll talk about it again. But
Listen, DGen stories, I'm telling you them in real time. I mean, I would play the other show, and this was years ago, and I would lose 20. I buy in for 50 grand in the big game, and I'd be down 25, and I would go to Baccarat and literally win 30 grand, come back, put it on the table with those big ass Baccarat chips, and let these guys know, just so you guys know, this ain't the gambling I'm doing. I'm doing that gambling at the same time of doing this gambling. I used to be I stopped playing Baccarat because it just isn't good for your health. I would be playing high stakes in an Aria or Bellagio, poker, and just leave the table and start going. And I used to play 10, 15, 20,000 a hand Baccarat, and it makes you quickly forget about the poker game you're in. Then you go and you sit there and you're like, this ain't nothing,
no,
So I got some DJing stories.
we had a good Baccarat story. I think it was when Sean and Jimmy Bluffett were on the show, and the Edonks was telling the audience how they were getting yelled at for potentially ripping up the cards. Um, but Sean said he'd supply the wastebasket and as many decks of cards as they needed if they were betting $20,000 a hand, as mentioned. So
Oh, that's funny.
Sean's got some gamble in him too.
Oh, I could tell, and he's a great guy. Look, uh, amazing group of people that are from top to bottom, and Sean is the perfect GM for what this show is. This show, listen, man, this show, um, the and I'm listen. Live at the Bike exists. I'm not going to not say it. I'm not that guy. I started there. It exists. It's there. They did a very good job to launch something amazing.
Yeah.
When these guys came out with Hustler Casino Live, I thought that if I was, because the brilliance between Feldman to me and Nick and what they did was they were supposed to launch in June, then July. They didn't launch till August. Why? Because they wanted the show to be perfect. They had a vision and they wanted it to be perfect, which absolutely barring little technical mishaps that everybody goes through. I'm in a business, I get it.
Yep.
It's been perfect. It's been perfect. So if you see a show like Live at the Bike and now they get bought by a huge brand like Bally's, if I'm Live at the Bike, I'm looking saying, damn, dude, we got to be better than that. You don't launch something that's this. You just don't. It's to me, it's not, it wasn't smart. I would have made sure that I need to launch, because these guys, what they're doing, and I say this as an avid Poker Go watcher and watcher of other streams, there's nobody doing what these guys are doing, dude. Nobody.
It looks and sounds beautiful. And then Live at the Bike came back, and you can't even see the players when they're in certain seats.
And they fixed, so the last week they fixed the lighting thing, but the graphics, you know, if you look at the graphics, I mean, these guys, everything to a T works perfectly. Hustler Casino Live. And to me, you know, a person who, and by the way, look, man, there's action there, bro. I mean, this is your home game that you're telling stories about on Monday that you played in, but on TV. That's what this is.
Yep. All right. You've got, this has all been preamble up until the point where we're going to gamble on the 2 games tonight.
Okay.
You and me, 5,000 per game. Good with you?
That's great number.
All right. Again, you've got big shoes to fill. Nick Vertucci swept the board, went 3-0.
Nick knows nothing about sports. He just probably friggin' flipped a coin, lucky bastard.
Yes. That
So
sounds
so we got 2 games tonight.
Yeah, I'll let you take the first one if that's okay. It's Boston. They're at Milwaukee. Milwaukee's favored by 1. Both really good big games tonight.
And what's that series at?
Milwaukee's up 2-1.
Wow, dude. Oh, Maron. It sucks. I mean, and Giannis's number 2 is not in still, right? He's out, Middleton.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, dude. I mean, normally I'd say Milwaukee's gonna go up. Why is Vegas making it 1? You rat bastards. This is exactly what they do.
Gosh, you pay attention to how the game is played, huh?
Oh my God, dude. That's so, and because it could either go 2 ways. They're either telling us something or they're making us think they're telling us something. That's the brilliance of my people and the Jews. That's the brilliance of the Italians and the Jews. They mess with you like that. Look, they lost last game, Milwaukee, and Giannis had a huge game.
No, they won. They won the last game.
Oh, did they win the last game?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
they won
the game where he had.
They won games 1 and 3, and now they're at game 4, but it's in Milwaukee. And again, only favored by 1 at home. World champions with the best player on the planet.
Why are you trying to sell me to take Milwaukee? Look at you. You're trying to sell me to take Milwaukee. You know what? I'll take Milwaukee. Let's go.
All right. All right. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 means you're only betting it because you have to. 5 means you already know what the final score would be. How many stars would you give this pick, Josh?
3.
3 stars. All right. I'm going to take the other game, which is Memphis plus 10 at Golden State. This one is easy. Memphis getting 10 points is a lock, 5 stars. All the college kids will be betting on Golden State since Ja is out. I'm not going to fall for the trap. I've got Memphis.
Okay.
So those are our 2 games we're betting in our mini chocolate chip challenge. Just 2 games. Money order, cashier's check, however you want to send it to me, or if you want to wait till I come out there and pay me in actual chocolate chips, that's fine as well.
Yeah, I'll take a chocolate chip from you. That'll be great.
I ask all my guests to suggest a song that they like that isn't super popular, so I can add it to the Apple playlist that I've got going. So do you have a song you can suggest?
I do. It's called Unstoppable, because after I beat you in these bets, that's how I'll feel, by Sia, Unstoppable.
All right. Who's that by? Do you know?
Sia, S-I-A, Sia.
Okay. Got it. All right. Last week we posted our 2 Major League Wiffle Ball shows, the season preview and then the first series preview. We've got week 2 coming up later this week with Trevor Savage. I've got a couple of the players for Major League Wiffle Ball who have reached out to me who want to come on the show. Josh, if you've never watched it, it's amazing. They drop a show at 3:00 Central Time, so 1:00 your time every Friday. It's young adults playing wiffle ball. They take it super seriously. It's
I
very
see it
well.
on, if I think, if TikTok has what I think it is, I've seen it on TikTok, I've thought before, and I watched it.
Right.
I played baseball at a very high level. I was an avid wiffle ball player.
Okay.
And I was pretty damn good. So, I may take them up and come in there. I can make a ball dance. That's all I'm saying. So
Okay. Um, Offline, I'll share with you a couple of their episodes. It's literally the best stuff on YouTube.
I
Maybe
can't wait.
behind Hustler Casino Live, but it's really really entertaining.
Would love
So
to see it.
before we say goodbye, could I impose on you to do a spot like you did for Fade the Mahoney when you were commentating on Hustler Casino Live, telling everybody that they need to watch it, they need to like it, they need to subscribe to it in the Josh Macciello flavor?
Absolutely. Listen, everybody, subscribe, click, like, follow, Fade the Mahoney. If you don't do it, I'm going to send some people after you.
I couldn't ask for a better finish than that. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Josh. Please tell the people good gambling, and we'll talk to you later.
Sounds good, brother. Be good, man.
Bye.
Peace.